Hey everyone, it's me Emma and I'm back with another video. I decided that this time during quarantine and we're all stuck in our houses and I'm home from college, it would be a perfect time to start back up my YouTube. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted on my Instagram story a little question thing asking what videos you guys would want to see. And the most responses were advice/Q&A video. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, is like quarantine questions with Emma. I like screenshotted a bunch of y'all's questions and also just like stuff that you guys might want advice on or want me to talk about. And I feel like this is like a perfect video because number one, I feel like there's not a lot of videos on YouTube like this anymore, and number two, I love like giving advice to my friends. My friends come to me for advice and I'm like their therapist and I just like enjoy doing it. So basically what I wanted to do is be able to like talk to you guys, and I feel like this makes me more closer to you guys also, is like talking to you guys and you guys getting to know me a little bit better and me being able to help you guys out. And I am always willing to help any of you out. If you ever have a question or need advice on something, feel free to send me a DM. I'm always answering my DMs and I would love to get to know you guys. So I'm just going to jump right into it. And also, I'm super excited to be back here on YouTube and starting to make videos again. Obviously, I've been on and off with YouTube, and that's basically just because I have to put my self-priorities first before any YouTube or anything like that. And like being in college, being a freshman in college is a huge transition, and some people are able to do YouTube and college together. And I feel like I'll get to that point too, but I had to put other things first before YouTube. But now I'm going to be home for a very long time, so I feel like it's the perfect time to get everything back up and running again. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump into some questions and topics that we can discuss together. I'm just going to go ahead and start off with the topic of like college advice, because that was the most popular response, is college advice and advice for college and how to meet people. So college advice, first of all, picking a college can be very stressful and you can overthink it. I'm a huge overthinker, so like me picking my college, I was worried that I wouldn't pick the right one, but honestly, you just have to trust the fact that you're going to end up where you're meant to be in that moment. And just because you choose a college for your freshman year doesn't mean that you're going to stay there all 4 years either, so keep that in mind. You can always go to a college, and if you hate it, that's okay. You can transfer, and if you love it, great. Like, I know one of my best friends did not want to come to Auburn, and then now she's like literally obsessed and in love with it. And then someone really wanted to come to Auburn and now they're transferring, which is totally okay. Like, everybody's different, everyone's preferences are different, and you know, you can't be like too hard on yourself to choose the perfect college before you go, because you really don't know that much about your college until you are attending it. Like, there's only so much you can figure out and get a feel for before you're actually in that college. And so for how to meet people, for me, joining a sorority was super helpful, but I know that joining a sorority is not for everyone, and that's totally okay. Like, that's cool if you're not into that, but it definitely helped me find really close friends that I have now. But I also found friends through my classes and through, you know, just going to other social events. I have friends in other sororities, I have friends that aren't in sororities, and just being bold and walking up and talking to someone can make a huge difference, because you have to remember that like we're all in the same boat. Like, when we go to college, none of us know each other, well, for the most part. And so like everyone's wanting to meet new people, everyone's wanting to make their little circle and have people to talk to, because we're all lonely and we're all moving away from home together. So if you just keep that in mind and know that like we're all in the same mindset and the same like platform, then that'll help you a lot. That definitely helped me. Following along with college, is there a lot of stress being in a sorority? I can't lie, there definitely is added stress with being in a sorority, just because there are additional events that you have to attend and chapter meetings and stuff like that. So it can get to be a lot, especially in the first semester, because you just joined the sorority. There's a lot of freshman things that you have to do. But it is definitely worth it, in my opinion, to, you know, tough it out through those events and be a part of something, because it makes you closer to your friends in your sorority. So, but this person put like with clothes and looks and stuff like that. No, that is definitely not a stress factor. They're not going to judge what you wear or how you look or anything like that. That is just something in the movies. And if your sorority is judging you on your clothes and the way that you look, then I suggest you run far away from that sorority, because that is so toxic and not something that you need in your life. Or like, that's not real friendship. That's just so fake, and it's not something that you would ever need in your life. Another person said college/boy advice. So boy advice in college is a totally different thing than boys in high school, in my opinion, because you really, like, I remember starting out freshman year, I just felt like I was never going to meet any boys, because, you know, no one's really like talking at the beginning of the year, or at least that was how it was for us. But if you just trust the process and give it time, you're going to start building friendships with these boys and getting closer to them. And like, now I'm so close to all these boys that like I had no clue who they were at the beginning of the year, and I seriously love them now, and I get excited to hang out with them. And like, you're going to compare it back to like your high school boys, but you can't, because you've known those boys since like elementary school, so obviously you're going to be closer to them and be able to have a better time with them compared to boys that you had just met. But if you just give it time, trust the process, you're going to find that you can develop real friendships and real relationships with boys in college as well, and it's just as good. And you're also not limited to the boys just at your college. Like, you can still talk to boys at other colleges. I know, like, I mean, even I and my friends like have talked to boys from other states before, and it's totally cool. That's the great thing about social media today, is you're not limited to just the boys at your school, which is awesome. But being a freshman in college, like the workload and how is it different than high school and going to a big school? Okay, so being a freshman in college, I feel like is very different than your other 3 years. And I can't say that from experience, because I'm still a freshman in college. But I do know that the workload, I'm sure, is about the same or maybe less than like other grades, but it is very different than high school in a sense that you have more freedom, obviously, but you do need to have more self-discipline and be more independent, because you don't have someone constantly telling you what to do. Like, if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to go to class, you have to push yourself to go to class. There's no one else there that's pushing you to go to class or pushing you to complete this assignment by the deadline instead of going out that night. Like, you have to kind of discipline yourself. So that's what's a little bit different than high school. Also, time management is super important, because I'm way busier than I was in high school. I have way more obligations that I have to attend to, so being able to balance all of that out was super, super hard on me at first. But I suggest just like getting a planner and writing everything out. Writing it out and checking off each individual task helps so much. I feel like it makes a world of a difference, and I highly recommend that. Going to a big school, I love it personally, just because you have so many options and no one's judging you for going this way or another, like joining a sorority or not joining a sorority, or being into sports and not being into sports, like, because there's someone for everyone and there's a place for everyone. And I love that, you know, even each major at our school is like its own community, and I feel like that is so great to have, because it's easier for you to not feel so alone, especially transitioning from home to living alone for the first time. It's definitely nice to have a sense of community in each aspect and everywhere you go. Freshman year, how to eat balanced meals. Okay, so I definitely struggled with this at the beginning of the year, because you're on a new meal plan, and like, I just kind of let myself go a little bit, and I was eating way more than I needed to, and eating like not the healthiest of foods, or at least I thought it was healthy, but it was actually just like loaded with carbs or loaded with salt and things like that are hard to notice when you're on a dining plan, versus like eating home cooked meals that your mom makes at home that are like super fresh and natural and organic. So my first semester, I definitely gained weight, and that was just because of not being mindful of what I was consuming inside my body, and then not being as active as I was. I wasn't working out as much, which was definitely making me feel crappy and more stressed. Working out helps me just feel better overall, not even just healthier or skinnier, but like less stressed and a happier human being. So you know, like stress, not eating right, not working out, going out more than you normally do, like you're gonna gain weight, and that's okay. Like, don't freak out. It happens to literally everyone. And then as soon as I came home for Christmas break, I lost it all and I was back to my normal weight again. And then I was able to maintain that my second semester because I kind of got the hang of things and like knew how to eat and was eating more like in my dorm, like making my avocado toast and stuff like that, rather than like going to Chick-fil-A and going to like eat processed foods that are just not that good for you. If you guys have any more questions about freshman year or college or anything, I made a video a couple months ago after my first semester, which answers a bunch of questions about like rush, sororities, freshman 15, moving away from home, all of those things. So if you have any more questions about that, just go watch that video because I wanted to be able to touch on some other things besides college right now. My workout routine, I don't really have a workout routine. I'm a fan of like workout classes because it helps me stay motivated to like actually go and do it and to push myself beyond my limits while I'm there. So like in Auburn, I started working out at a place called Pure Vela, which is basically SoulCycle but for college students, and I'm seriously in love with it. Like, it's a stress reliever and a workout, and it's amazing. But since I've been home, obviously it's hard to work out at a gym during quarantine, so I've just been we have like a Peloton bike downstairs that I'm able to cycle on, and then also just doing like yoga practices and ab workout videos and stuff like that. That's basically my go-to. And also if I go to a normal gym in college, which I'm not really a fan of our gym just because there's always so many people there, and I hate like working out in front of a bunch of people, but I will go on the Stairmaster, and then I will probably like run a mile and then do like an ab or butt workout, just like simple stuff like that. What I eat in a day is pretty simple. I always have my avocado toast with an egg in the morning. For lunch, I'll have like an acai bowl or like, I guess, a salad. And then for dinner, I'll have whatever my mom makes for me right now. So like, we'll typically have like a lean meat, like salmon or chicken, and then like a carb, like quinoa or rice, and then a vegetable, like broccoli or green beans or asparagus or something like that. Like, that's my typical dinner. And when I'm not home, in college, frozen meals are such a hack, but you have to be careful of the sodium, obviously. So I love the little like Amy's bowls of like healthy little dinners. That was basically what I lived off of all freshman year, and I got away with it. So someone asked about some like fashion advice, and honestly, just wear like what you want to wear. Like, I have so many times before I've heard like, oh, well, you can wear that, but like I can't, like, and I just don't understand where that comes from. Like, you can wear whatever you want, and like if you wear it with confidence, like, you're able to wear it, and if it makes you happy and it makes you confident wearing it, why would you not wear it? Like, I know every time I like go through something in my life where I'm like stressed out or upset, I go shopping and like buy clothes that make me feel good about myself, or like that I can see wearing in the future where I'm like, yep, like I'm gonna feel awesome wearing that. And it sounds so dumb, but like I feel like girls can relate on this a lot. Like, it just makes you feel good. And like when I'm in something that I feel good in or feel cool or confident, like it seriously helps your mood so much. And that like leads me into confidence tips, because I did get a lot of questions about like how to be confident and how to stay confident. And honestly, like my best advice is just to fake it till you make it. Like, if you don't feel confident, still act like you are. Like, walk into a room with like good posture and just be confident in who you are. Like, because if someone doesn't like you for exactly who you are, first of all, you don't want to be around that person. And honestly, it makes it easier on you, because if they don't like who you are, like, it's easier. You don't have to spend time around fake people anymore, because you know, like, well, I'm being myself. If they're not going to accept that, then you do not need to be around that or be surrounded by that anyways. So like, why would you want to be around people that only accept someone that you're not, you know? Like, so I suggest just going in, like saying like, hi, how are you? And being your complete self, because that has honestly been the best thing for me. Like, meeting a new person, just being like, hi, and giving them a compliment, and you know, getting to know each other and bonding on certain things and opening up about certain things. Like, that is like such a key, I feel like. And if you're confident in who you are, that's automatically going to make the other person more comfortable and confident around you, which just makes the whole entire situation better and avoids like awkward moments and awkward situations. And like, So basically, confidence tips is to walk into a room and be yourself, your ultimate self. Because, like, little do you know, like, you're stressing so much about what you're saying, but the other person is stressing just as much, and they probably look at you and they automatically think that you have it like way more together than they do. Like, it's so biased. Like, you just automatically think that someone else knows more than you do because you're feeling insecure, but really, like, they're feeling the same exact way. So if you just like allow yourself to be yourself, you're gonna make the other person feel confident, and everything's gonna go smoothly, and you're gonna feel confident and great. I hope that like made sense. I kind of just like ranted, but I hope that made some sort of sense. Also, just self-love, like knowing that you're awesome and you're worth it, and like anyone that doesn't see that is not worth being in your life, and it has everything to do with them, first of all, and nothing to do with you. So don't take it too personally either. What you find attractive in a guy, definitely confidence is a huge one for me. Obviously not like being too cocky, but just being confident in who you are, like I just talked about, like being able to carry on a conversation, and like not being shy and not being afraid of who they are. Like, the best thing is like when I meet a guy and they're just genuinely themselves and like say whatever they want, and they're not worried about me being like, oh my god, this guy is so weird. Like, no, I don't think you're weird. Like, I think you're awesome for literally opening up and telling me everything. Like, just getting to know you, like, that's the best thing ever. And also, of course, honesty, loyalty, dedication. Like, they have to be dedicated to like living their best life and like not being lazy. Like, being lazy is probably one of the most unattractive things ever. So like, just a guy who like knows what they want and like is on a good path and confident, and is obviously going to treat me well with respect and know my worth, and know their worth. And yeah, I feel like that is like the key. And can communicate well. That's a huge thing, is being able to communicate well, because otherwise it doesn't work out. How you edit your pictures, I use Lightroom presets. Someone said talk about what you do during social distancing, and I feel like I'm gonna do a whole different separate video on that, and kind of just like how to stay positive and like ideas on what you can do during this weird time in our lives. Because I know like it took me a couple of days to kind of get the hang of like what was going on and how to get back into like a routine of feeling like myself and feeling good and not like crappy, you know? Because obviously like being alone and being by yourself can lead to like a deep dark hole, or like feeling lazy, not getting anything done, feeling depressed even. And so I want to be able to help out the people that feel that way, because that was definitely me the first couple of days. And I kind of want to be able to give you guys some tips or anything that can help you guys out with that, because I know like I'm definitely struggling with that too right now. So I'm right there with you. Don't feel alone in that. Someone asked how to talk to a girl. Like I said, just go up and be confident in who you are, and yeah, that's like the best thing you can do. Like, don't stress too much about what you say. It's okay if you want to be like funny or cheesy or whatever. Like, just be yourself, and that's like the most attractive and I feel like effective way to get a girl. Because when it seems like calculated or fake, it's like obviously there's going to be no connection there, and it's so obvious that you're not being yourself, and it's just not going to work. So just don't even try to be calculated, just be yourself. Okay, and then people ask basic questions too, like, where are you from? I'm from New York, and I moved to Georgia in kindergarten, and I basically grew up here, but like my parents were born and raised in New York, so I feel like we were raised in like a very like northern household. Like, we aren't really southern at all. So like when I tell people I'm from Georgia, they're like confused, because like obviously I may have like a little bit of a southern accent sometimes, but like for the most part I don't. And if I do, that's because I go to college in Auburn, Alabama. I feel like I still have like my northern values, which I like cherish, because all my family's from the north. I love the north so much. And not that I don't love the south, but love the north. How old are you? I'm 19, and yeah, my birthday's in January. I'm a Capricorn. Capricorns rule. Am I in a relationship? No, I am not in a relationship. I'm single. Tips for being single. Basically, like, when you're single, you're basically like, people call it like a in your time of waiting, which I don't believe in. Like, you're not waiting, you're just single for a reason right now, and that is to build up your self-love and your self-confidence. Like, I feel like honestly, a lot of people are most confident when they are single because you're by yourself. You don't have anyone else to rely on. So you're able to go and do whatever you want without having to worry about pleasing someone else. And until that right person comes along that's going to benefit you and add on to your life, not take place of something in your life, then I suggest not getting in a relationship, because a person should only add on to your life. Like, I tell all my friends this: if they are taking away something from you, or if they're taking place of something, this is why people feel so empty when they get broken up with. It's because they put their boyfriend in place of something instead of just having him as an addition to your life. Then, you know, it's toxic. It gets toxic, and it gets hard, and it gets emotional. So I suggest just waiting until a person comes along that is like confident in themselves enough to just be an addition in your life and be a benefit, not, you know, something to fill a void, because that is just so not right and it won't work out. So yeah, I suggest just taking this time to like be confident within yourself and be good on your own, and then when the right guy comes around, it'll be perfect timing and it'll be great and you guys will be in love. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to be answering for you guys today. Comment below what you guys thought and any video suggestions that I should film during this weird time of quarantine. Make sure you guys are staying indoors and staying safe, washing your hands, using hand sanitizer, and stay positive as much as you can. And I hope this video helped you guys get your mind off of things, or gave you a little bit of insight on something that you might be thinking about. I know it's easy to overthink in these kinds of times, but just try to focus on the good things in life, and remember what you're grateful for, and be appreciative of what you have, and then good things will flow into your life. I'm a full believer of the law of attraction and manifestation. I could literally make a whole new video on that, because that is basically how I live my life. I'm a huge believer of the universe, so stay tuned for that, and I can't wait to start this journey with you guys again and talk to you guys more and become closer. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell to be notified on when I post my next video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.